Joe Biden campaigning in South Carolina earlier today, the same state that resurrected his floundering campaign back in 2020.
What is that poison? White supremacy. Oh, it is. It's a poison. Throughout our history, it's ripped this nation apart. It has no place in America. Not today, tomorrow, or ever.
Joining us now, host of The David Webb Show on SiriusXM Patriot and Fox News contributor David Webb himself, along with the host of Stacy on the Right and Project 21 member Stacy Washington. Both of you welcome. David, I'm going to come to you first. So again, we're resurrecting the white supremacy argument. All the while, Joe Biden is losing voters in the black and brown community. Hispanics and African Americans are bailing off the Biden train. Is this claim of white supremacy on the right going to work to bring those voters back into his camp?
Look, to be fair, it will work with some of the uninformed, uneducated voters out there, those that Jim Clyburn and other, and I use air quotes, black leaders, but they're really not, they're self-appointed elitists, will go out and say, you've got to vote for Biden or else it's all over. But this is Joe Biden, who was once a segregationist when it comes to school. This was Joe Biden, who has pushed policies, has lied about policies that have actually hurt not just black Americans, but poorer communities. So the challenge here is to debunk his lies immediately after 50 years in Washington, and then go to the reality for black voters today, for black people, the economy, where we really are. When you see the revisions down in the jobs market, 439,000 over the course of the last year, when you see 1.5 million full-time jobs going away, many of those are black jobs. They're being replaced by part-time jobs and multiple jobs, including blacks in America. So if your life is better off under Joe Biden and you want to keep following that track and you believe that, you're an uninformed voter because you're not being realistic by the numbers. And blacks are just, one, we're not monolithic. Two, we're just not that stupid as Joe Biden would like you to be.
Stacy, one thing that chapped my ass is the fact that Joe Biden and company bury this report that the Defense Department had a think tank do after January 6th. No evidence that the number of violent extremists, so white supremacists, in the military is disproportionate to that in U.S. society. So duty, honor, country unites those in service. But this came out right before, about the same day that Lloyd Austin was having his elective procedure, and they didn't say boo about it to the American people because they want to let Joe Biden run on this.
Yeah, they want to let him run on it. But the truth is, when you're on active duty, I was in the Air Force, I bled blue. If you're in the Army, you bleed green. You're not there to talk about what is different about you. You're there to accomplish a mission. And mission orientation actually drives success. When people join together about anything, just watch the success of organizations that have a singular purpose and mission. Everyone understands the mission statement and is behind it. Those organizations drive superior results and performance every single time. And our U.S. Armed Forces are an example of that and have been the decades since I was in and going forward. Even in the face of woke ideology, we still break stuff and blow it up with superiority on land, sea, air, you name it, space. We do the thing. And that's our job. That's who we are as Americans, and that's who we are as the armed forces. And one of my favorite things about that is that it's regardless of who the commander-in-chief is. Because when I raised my hand to support and defend the Constitution, it was Bill Clinton. Right? Come on. Do you think I like that guy? But now that it's President Biden, they're still supporting him. They're still supporting and defending the Constitution. So this is par for the course for them. They never, ever actually come and correct their nonsense, which they should be doing because it damages the reputation of our U.S. Armed Forces when they leave this kind of stuff out there to hang.
Yeah, Dave, let's move to this because Michelle Obama, she might be losing some sleep over the prospect of a certain former president back in the White House. Watch.
What's going to happen in this next election? I am terrified about what could possibly happen because our leaders matter.
So, David, is she saying that next leader should be Michelle Obama herself? Is this a little foray into the Presidential politics?
No.
No.
She's too busy making millions of dollars off Netflix, making movies that they're executive producers off, her and Barack, which makes sure they have a scene that says you can't trust white people, but now she's sitting there, we should trust Joe Biden, who was Caucasian last time I checked. Look, Michelle Obama's enjoying her Martha's Vineyard lifestyle. She's playing to what Jim Clyburn and others are doing because blacks have left the Democrats, and the growing number of blacks, Latinos, women, reasonable Americans who have left the leftist policies and the elitist policies of people like Michelle and Barack and Joe Biden, who simply want you to vote for their power, but not for yours. They don't want a constitutional republic. They want mob rule. They want urban blight that we see in the cities to spread across America. When you look at border policies, economic policies, when you add this all together, when you look at what they're trying to do to the U.S. military, Lloyd Austin is part of the problem. Yes, Biden didn't know where he was. Biden doesn't know where Biden is. Lloyd Austin didn't do his duty because he was on duty. But the fact is that what they're doing to the military shows you their disgust for the American system as it stands. And they will use anything possible, bureaus, agencies, lies and misdirections to keep their power while denying you of yours.
Stacy, final word. Michelle Obama, she's terrified.
She's not afraid of anything. Anyone who owns 5 homes and has a staff of 25 people at each place is not afraid of anything. I'm actually tired of her doing that. Like, send some of your staff over here. I have a lot of square footage. I could use some help. Stop acting afraid, because she's not afraid of anything.
Well said.
I love you. You're the best, both of you. David Webb, Stacy Washington.